Here we are. Hi. Stay tuned from our Blues and Clues segment, a guitar tutorial on Weird Odd Blues number 1. We shall be right back.
Pro at String Sound Studios.
Good day. Don't try this at home. Mike Violette of String Sound Studios, and in this live stream we will concentrate on 6 or more concepts that will enable you to play Weird Odd Blues 1. The goal of my live streams is to be educational, entertaining, and exploratory on a variety of musical topics, subjects, whatever, and styles as well. So I bring to you today Weird Odd Blues 1, and well, what's that about? Well, I kind of, when I played it, I played weird, then I played a little kind of combination of both, and then a little more traditional, at least in my view. Ideas like this are not in the traditional blues sense for the most part. I'm using a 12-bar blues progression, using a 12-bar blues progression, and I'm thinking of Joe DiOrio, a great player, if you've never heard of him, avant-garde. Okay, things like Pat Metheny, Joe DiOrio. I'm not saying I'm Pat Metheny or Joe DiOrio. However, I love studying their stuff. And even Robben Ford, too. Robben Ford's a great blues player, if you never listened to him. So listen to all 3 of those guys. I would say Pat's a blues player, or Joe's a strict blues player, but they can play the blues. I would say Robben's kind of concentrates on the blues, but he can play blues, jazz, or anything. So Robben Ford, Joe DiOrio, Pat Metheny, that's kind of like my focus today. And I will be doing a series on these. I did them a while ago. Okay, so please subscribe to YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, Twitch. Find us on anything. We're also on Daily Motion and D-Live, a whole bunch of things here on multi-streaming. So we shall get going. Hit that chat box. Let me know how everything's going, how everyone can hear me, and hopefully we'll learn. And don't be afraid, if you're watching this, to ask me some questions. About music, of course, and about what I'm doing. I guess you could ask me questions about other things. So let's get going. So I'm not too chatty tonight. Now, I mentioned about at least 6 different concepts. We're going to concentrate on blue notes, flat and sharp 9s, use of chromatics, leaps to non-chord tones, 8th notes, triplets, and swing rhythms. Okay? Let's first take a look at some of the things I'm doing in the first couple lines. And this is over a G7 chord. Okay, you need to know the harmonic structure. Again, it's kind of a standard 12-bar blues. Well, it is. You're going to have 4 bars of G7. Okay, there's no C on the second. That's another way to play it. That doesn't come till the bar 5. Okay, then you'll have C7 for 2. Then back to G7 for 2. then D7 for 2. Then you have your C7, you would, okay? And then G7, D7. So D7 sharp 9 at the end. We'll talk about that a little bit later. All right, so all of these things are mixed in. So I could say blue notes as a concept, flat 9s and sharp 9s. I'm going to take you through each phrase here, all right? And I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see, or a lot, see what I'm doing. All right, so let's zoom in. I'll hide behind the chat box again. A lot of this is in lower positions, so you'll be able to see it really good, okay? Now, over the G7 chord, it starts right out on this here, okay? You're in 3rd position, and I do this, then I go to the B flat. Now that over G7 is definitely odd. You go right to a 9 right away, okay? And then the sharp 9 sound. Here, okay, that's my 7th. So if you want to look at an arpeggio from G7, or that's where I'm getting this from. I do have that in there, that arpeggio. So let's take a look at that first run again, G7. Then 8th rest, right? And then I have this. 5th, chromatic run, right? Yeah, jumpy. Okay, so you have this blue note here. All right. Let's take a look at that again from the second part of that G7 riff. 3, 4. Hear the G7 coming out of that? So if you analyze, and this is for more advanced players, this is definitely not for a simple player, not simple, but this is definitely not for novices, intermediate to advanced. It's definitely playable though, for intermediate players, but you're working on advanced concepts here and odd concepts. So here we go from the G7 again, second part of the G7. 3, 4. Now again, if I analyze that second riff, because I am analyzing as I go here, okay? All right, there's my 5th. Yeah, you can say sharp 5. I go to this E, then I jump down to a B and an F. 13 sound over the G7. Right? Then B flat. There's my blue note, lowered 3rd. Flat 9. That's really odd sounding, but it works. The only thing I have to say, I would think the mistake that I made in doing this one is I should have the backing track a little bit quicker. I want you to hear the dissonance, but if it's slow, you really hear the dissonance. I guess which is good, and you're able to learn it and follow along. But it probably should be played a little bit quicker. But my backing track's slow, so sorry. Anyway, let's take that whole phrase, all the way up to this G. Okay? And then I'm going to do something really funky. All right, but again, I have my blue notes in there, flat 9s, all right? So look at the G7 chord. You see what I'm doing? It's all coming from that. So I'm going to take it from there. I'm not going to use my finger here, okay? I'm going to play it so you can hear it. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's listen to that again. 2, ready, go. Okay, take a listen to the next phrase. Now this is really weird, so I start on this A flat here. I'm going to play it slow, then we'll go through it and analyze it. I do have triplets here. I come in on the upbeat of 2, so it's 1, 2. Now right there's where my C chord comes in, C7 that round. So I finish up that phrase and I play this triplet figure with a lot of odd jumps. I'm going to play it again. Ready? On the on to 2. 1, 2. All right, so what do we got here? Well, if we analyze, and I will, obviously that's a lower, like A flat note. That's out there in no man's land, okay? Hey, Kelly, thank you. Anyone else watching? We're getting there. You can watch these afterwards. These just become videos on whatever platforms I'm on. Oh, and by the way, too, I'm going to get 2 platforms for Facebook because I'm on Restream Pro. I forgot about that. So I'll be on, next week I'll be on hopefully 2 different platforms on Facebook. You can watch it. Thinking of calling it like Guitar Casts or Music Casts. But anyway, here's what we got, okay? Starting this A flat. Now watch, B to E, right? Back to the B. Again, here you can see a G7 arpeggio coming out of that. Except I'm jumping around, okay? Yeah, I got 2 notes of a G. I got the B, all right, then the D, here. All right, I have an E. So I jump to the E. Watch this. Now it's in second position, all right? I slide up. You can slur that or pick it. There it goes, a blues sound again. I hit my A flat again. And let's go to that G. Of course, there's more. We're going to play it from here. 1, 2. I went further. I went to the B. There's my G7 chord again. Right? 13 sound. So look at the job. I'm like playing out of chords here. Focusing on that like 13 and 9 sound out of the G7. Right? And earlier, you know, sharp 5, blue notes as well. So there's a lot going on here. It's not one thing or the other. Flat 9s, blue notes, use of chromatics, leaps to non-chord tones. They're all in there. All right? Leaping to non-chord tones is another interesting idea. You got to try to make it work. Again, your ear will be the final judge. I listen to these and go, yeah, they're out. I try to make them a little more melodic. But they're exercises, and you can borrow some of them. Sometimes, you know, they're a little too out for me even. And I change them up a little bit. But this is what I wrote. Okay. So watch this again. 3, 1, 2. That point, there's my C7. All right, I'm going to play the whole thing with a pick now so you can hear it better. Ready? 1, 2. And that is a really tough riff to play quick, okay? I can play it a little quicker than that. But again, these do sound better, quicker. So you play it, that's, oh, that sounds good. You play it slow, it's like, oh, you really hear that dissonance. And that's something about dissonance, of course. You got to be careful with the dissonance of very slow tempos, or else, you know, your audience will become too shocked, I guess. You know, this is something you'd probably get kicked out of a restaurant for if you did it too much. You know, if you're playing in a restaurant, you're playing jazz and you started doing out there ideas. This is for the jazz or the blues club. I mean, I love it when some guitarist goes off and does something like that. All right. So I'm going to take it from the very beginning. All G7. That's my G7 chord. Listen, 1, 2. I changed it up a little bit, all right? Let me play with the looper. You can listen to that G7 there. Here we go. Hear this C7? Okay, stop that a minute. So hopefully you like that riff. I have the score. If you send me an email, I can send you the score. I have no problem with that. We also have backing tracks for these as well. So listen up. Take it in and send me an email. Okay? I've yet to do the course on Weird Odd Blues, so I could send you a few of these. All right, let's take a look at our C7. What is Mike doing over that C7? Now, my focus really is I'm thinking B flat over C7. Will it work? Yes, it will work because I make it work. Now, we start out on this. Most of that G7, as you know, that was in third and second position. All right. And the C7, I end up here on my E. There's my target tone. Now I'm going to go to fifth position. Okay? If I take a look, I don't play the F there, but I think, B flat chord. Now, the B flat is the 7th of the C7. It is a strong tone. But I'm going to an E here. Now, this all works, all right? See that? So watch. I'll do it from here. 3, 4, 1, 2. Right to the E, right? All right, watch again. 1, 2. Well, let's play from the E. 1, 2, 3. Now, what do I do here after this? Okay. I play an A. There's that 13 sound again, but now I'm resolving it right to the 7. You could almost look at it too, like when Mike's playing a B flat, they get a B flat chord, B flat major 7th almost, or a B flat 7th, right? Yeah. Okay. Over C7, it'll work, and it sounds great too. All right. So again, 1, 2, 3. There's my chromatic again. I play the D, 9, right? So watch that riff again from the E. Ready? 3, 4. All right. There's strong tone of the C7. Now I'm going to continue that idea to the G7 chord. I'm going to do this. All right, and then I go to that A flat. So G7's coming up here, watch. 4 and 1 and I'm on the G7 at that point, okay? You get this sound. Diminished sound. Okay, there's my flat 9 again over my G7 up here. Except you have this sound. So let's take it from here. Ready? From that C7, I believe you can see everything. You should. Ready? From here. 1, 2, 3. That is my favorite part right there. I'm on the G7 chord. Right? So, I'm on my G7. I'm going to start from the upbeat. I mean the 4th beat. All right, right on 4 on the C7 chord. 1, 2, 3. That's all G7 here, except for this. It just sounds better starting on the C chord. Watch that again. 1, 2. Remember, I end up in 7th position, okay? 1, 2, 3. When I'm done with the G7, that's my D7, right? I'm playing a B flat there. Okay? I'm going to go to the D7 chord. So let me take it all the way from the end of the C7 chord all the way to that B flat again, which would be a D7 chord, which I'm using over the D7 chord, okay? So here, and listen for that bit. I'm just going to hold it. Now, when you play the actual tune, you're not going to hold it very long. Okay? A sharp 5 sound here. Right, let's check it out. All the way from the C7 chord. 1, 2, 3. There's my C7, I mean D7. So I'm on my D7 chord, we're going to start right on that B flat. We have syncopation there, right? 3, 4, D7. Now when I hit this D flat, I'm on a C7 chord. Gotcha. 2, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Back to the drum. So listen to this D7 all the way through, back to the G7 chord, which will be a D note here. So I am on my D7. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to second. There's my G7 chord. We're still on C7. This is a nice sound over C7. Watch. Here's my C7 chord. 3, 4. 3, 4. G7, I don't do anything really crazy, but I like using the chromaticism of this here. Some people say, oh, you use chromatics. And I guess you can use them when you're out of ideas. But to me, it worked. It sounded great. You know, I write all these solos out. I change them. I redo them. I do a whole bunch of things. And they become, obviously, they become ideas that you just program into your head after a while. All right? I think it's a matter of doing them all the time, which with all the things we're practicing. All right, so let's listen to that from here. I'm still on the end of the G7 chord. I just want you to listen to it, okay? And then I'll go back and we'll play it again. So I'm coming in on the and of 3. You know what? I'll start right on the G7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Weird enough for you. All right, gonna take it all the way through. All right, and you can listen to it. All right. C7. So that's a little bit about Weird Odd Blues. Now I'm gonna go over some of the last licks again. I just wanted you to play. I wanted me to play that so you could listen to it a little bit more. All right. From my C7 chord, okay, I'm going to the last 3 bars. It's, C7, G7, going to the D7 chord. All right. From here, here's my C7 chord. After the D7, after the 5 chord. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that goes right into the G7 chord. So here's my G7. One more time on that C7 chord. Ready? From here. So you can see where I'm picking, nice and slow. 3, 4, 2, and 3, 4, and. All right, and you can play a little bit, behind the beat, ahead. You can play a little, probably a little best to play behind, and then because I am targeting tones of certain chords, right? That's my goal. Sometimes I want to be on a chord tone, not all the time. I want to be on a chord tone when I hit that, on 1. Sometimes I don't, but I am targeting tones. If you take a look on the C7 chord, I'm definitely targeting the 3rd with that big long triplet run we did before. On the G7 chord, I'm definitely going to this sound. That's my favorite part. It's not the hardest part. I mean, that's simple, but it sounds great over, now you play the G7 here, all right? You want the, or the nut. All strong tones over that, all right? I mean, I don't have the B. You want to, get a B in there. Somehow, or the B here. But I'm playing a lot of strong tones. I got that 7th in there. I got the 9. Flat 9. Again here. Hey, B flat. It's all tension sounds over G7. D7 chord. So again, let me take the whole thing really slow and you can listen to it. I'm not even going to play it with the backing track. 1, 2, 3, 4. G7, right? What you do is you play the chord. Let's talk about that. Let's go over from the beginning. You play the chord. Oh yeah, here. It's my G7. Right? Great way to play it. So hit the chord again. Okay. All right, there's. Definitely want to hit this chord here. G7, jump back, play this riff. Watch. 3, 4, 1, 2. 1, 2. Total tension time. And then, non-tension. C7. Here's my C7 chord. Play the chord, then do the riff. 1, 2, 3. My on G7, okay? So play G7 chord. Yeah, wrong. Where am I? Oh, my eyes. Ears and eyes. Play a D7 chord, right? C7 chord. And again, you could jump around playing riffs and chords. Throw some chords in here, right? You doing this riff? All right, so you find it, you know, maybe your C7's here. D7 here. G7, right? So look for the chords coming right out of these things. Right? It really takes a long time to get a lot of these ideas in your head, or any idea for that matter. Because you know when you solo, you know, it's a musical vocabulary, and that's hard to build up. Just like you're learning a language, or you're looking to expand whatever language it is you speak, English, Spanish, and there's so many words, and there's so many things you can do with a language, and music is a language. There's so many ideas. If you think about it, we have 12 tones, and different, of course, different registers of tones. But if you start doing that, you square it with rhythms, it's endless. It might be a number on how many tones can you play and how many different phrases. And of course, you have phrasing. You throw the rhythms in there. It just becomes endless, all these ideas. But when you're doing it, they are a musical vocabulary that you draw from. And people say, well, you know, how do you improvise? It's similar to learning a whole bunch of words and using them in many different contexts. All right? You know, I work on improvising, but I work a lot on fingerstyle guitar. I work on a lot of things. You know, I definitely need to get better at single line jazz improvisation. I'm better at playing chords, you know, things that people probably think are a lot harder. You know, doing chord melodies, bopping around. I always relate things to chords. I just hear things coming out of chords. I don't know. I just play better when I hit chords, go to riffs, double stops. Okay, so that's how I hear things better. I think I freeze up. I just have to work on my single line soloing more. You know, I might do something like that with a chord automatically. It's a G7 chord. Like, yeah. See, okay? See, that for me was much more natural, all right, than just playing a single line thing, because I just chords, I see more things coming out of chords, I surround the notes. But that's me, okay? You know, just double stop riffs and all kinds of things. But, you know, there's Weird Al Blues. I'm going to play it again with the backing track. And take a listen. You'll go through the lesson, go back. Learn it riff by riff, use some of them, jumble them up. Say, well, I like what Mike did here. I don't like what he did here. Mike sucks. All right, whatever. And, you know, use them. Take what I do, use them, change them, whatever you want. And play the whole thing again. And there you have it. So that was always fun to do. We could do more, and next time, if you let me know what you like, if you like the Weird Odd Blues series, I'll keep doing them. Trying to get some steam on the Weird Odd Blues series here. You know, maybe I should play it one more time so you can see the whole guitar here and see it jumping around. I thought you saw it from there. But again, these are, you know, there's a lot of great right hand stuff you can do with this when you're learning this. You know, it's very tough right hand on this. All right, so I'll play it one more time. You can see the whole guitar better. I don't know if you want to, but then stop the tape. And there you have it. Sign up for my Play Like a Pro video courses, Pure Beginning Guitar Course, Beginning Blues Course, Midway Blues Guitar Course. There's a lot of great stuff in there. I also have a ukulele course, Pure Beginning Ukulele Course. I plan to continue to do video courses. I'm doing video courses on a segment of blues. I will include Weird Odd Blues stuff too. So my next one is going to be, I have a beginning blues course, then you go to the midway blues course, which is kind of two things, okay? Because you learn the chords, and then on the same backing tracks that we use with these, then you learn to solo over those chord changes, all right? So beginning blues course is the chords. The midway blues course are the same progressions, but you're learning to solo. And I don't go crazy with those, playing these weird ideas. Simple soloing, things of that nature, all different types of chords. Okay, Pure Beginning Ukulele course, basic ukulele course there. So I'm going to follow up with a jazz blues course. Since we're talking about the Blues and Clues series and probably Weird Odd Blues and more advanced concepts, playing over blues progressions in all different keys. These are all transposable. Whatever I did is transposable to any key. You might find it works better with other ones as well. All right, so again, those are the Play Like a Pro video courses. Send us feedback, stringsoundstudios.com, okay? Or right here on the social media platform when I'm streaming. Check the calendar. I try to stream at least once or twice a week. Sometimes I miss a week. There's a lot going on or for other reasons, right? Well, please follow us on our social media and subscribe. Subscribe to YouTube. Hit that notification, all right? And you'll know when I'm on. Join a mailing list. You'll know when I'm on. We plan to keep doing these forever and ever. Not just this. Not just guitar lessons. I plan to have guests, do reviews, all kinds of different things. But, the important to me is getting these lessons done, bring that to you. Of course, on Long Island here, if you're on Long Island, you want in-home lessons or private one-on-one lessons, right with a teacher in front of you in your house, we do that too. We do Zoom lessons, and of course we do live stream. So Zoom we can do anywhere in the world. Okay, have a great weekend. It's Friday now, and I'll be working still, but hopefully you won't be, and you can practice more. And have a good day. And I really enjoyed doing this one, as I enjoy doing all of them. And I don't know what I'm going to do next week. I'm going to do something. Check the calendar. I'll decide this weekend. Have a good day. Thank you. And remember to do this.
Like a pro at String Sound Studio.